everyone, it's Gillian and welcome to today's super fun slime video. So I was in the mood to create some really colorful rainbow inspired slimes. So I came up with 3 different rainbow creations and I am so excited for you to see all of them and see how I got to the end result. Jumping straight into it, I really wanted to create a pastel rainbow slime and I've been wanting to make a slime like this for so long, so I was so excited to see it come to life. So I first added a lot of glue oil to a bowl. This is going to be a big batch of slime. I also added some conditioner and lotion and mixed this all together. So I'm going for a very thick slime here and I really want it to just look incredible and dreamy and just like a pastel dream. I also added some baby oil and mix this in, and this is going to give us that amazing gloss. I decided to also add some foaming face wash and I mixed this all together, and then I also added some cornstarch, and I would recommend sifting this. I didn't and it was a little bit lumpy, but that did mix in once I activated it, but next time I am definitely going to sift the cornstarch. Now that all the ingredients have been mixed together, it's time to activate this slime, and I'm just adding a little bit at a time and mixing it together. And this is definitely where I get my daily arm workout in. Making these big batches of slime definitely works on my arms, but I feel like it's worth it and it gets there in the end. You just need to be patient with it and you should end up with a super thick and glossy slime. So now that my slime base is complete, I just separated it as evenly as possible into some different glass bowls, and then I used food coloring to color all of my slimes, and I made sure to only add a tiny bit of food coloring at a time because I really wanted to make sure that these slimes stayed pastel, so I didn't want them to be vibrant. Once I had finished coloring all of my pastel slimes, here you can see them all, they look so pretty, I decided to start layering them in a container. Now I decided to just be random with this. What I wanted to happen was for the colors to start to blend together, so I would put it in the container and then I left it for about 2 hours, and that way the lines from all the different colors of slime weren't so harsh, and I did 2 different kinds of containers, and as you can see the colors work so well together and they are so pretty. I am so obsessed with this first slime. As you can see, it's very glossy and very thick. Unfortunately, with any rainbow slime, once you mix all the colors together, it does not end up in a pretty color. That's what makes me sad about rainbow slimes. But other than that, here is my first rainbow slime creation. The next slime is going to be a clear rainbow slime, and this slime definitely is one that takes a bit longer to make, but the results are totally worth it. So the first thing I always do when I make a clear slime is wipe out anything that I'm going to be using to create the slime with some paper towel to make sure that there's no dust or any kind of residue in there, just to make sure that there is nothing that is going to mess with the crystal clearness of my clear slime. So then I added some clear glue to a bowl. So this is going to be a big batch of clear slime before I color it. And I also added some water and mixed it together until it was all the same consistency. Here I'm just activating my clear slime, adding a little bit of activator at a time and giving it a chance to work. Now, when I make clear slime, I first like to use a spatula to mix it together, but after a while, I feel like it's so important to just use my hands to break up all those clumps of clear glue that are formed and really start mixing it together to make sure that it's all one consistency. And this definitely takes a while. Clear slime is definitely one of the slimes that takes a bit of patience to create, but if you do it right, the results are so worth it. I love clear slime. It's just always such a journey to get to that crystal clear slime. So now that my clear slime is ready to go, I'm just taking some bowls and dividing up the slime mixture as evenly as possible. And then I'm going to be coloring each slime a different color of the rainbow. And I'm using food coloring for this and just adding a little bit at a time and making sure that it's completely mixed in. Next, I'm going to be placing each slime in its own container and sealing it, and it needs to be airtight. And then it's time to be super patient and wait for your clear slimes to become crystal clear. So these slimes here took a week and a half to get to this point. And as you can see, they are so clear and beautiful. There's no bubbles or anything like that. And making clear slime is definitely a process and can sometimes really test your patience, but it's always worth it in the end. So to display these rainbow slime, I decided to use a very clear acrylic container, and I just layered the slimes. As you can see here, we have a beautiful rainbow going on, and then I let this sit for an hour just so the colors would start to merge with each other, so it wasn't so harsh each line. I decided to try a different technique as well, and I just used a round container, and I just placed the rainbow slimes around the outside of the container and then some clear slime in the middle, and I left this for 3 days so that the colors would mix together. So here is the rainbow slime palette after about 2 hours, and as you can see, they started to mix together and they are so beautiful, and I love this slime so much. But wait until you see the color that it ends up. I'm so sad that rainbow slime doesn't make a beautiful color once it's mixed. The next slime is going to be inspired by a rainbow lollipop, and I was so excited to create this and also nervous. I was hoping it was going to work out. So here I've just got a bunch of Model Magic that I tinted with food coloring, and then I placed it in some Ziploc bags to make sure that it didn't dry out. So now I'm taking a small amount of each color and just rolling it out into a long, thin piece, and I made sure to be as consistent as possible with the thickness of each piece, and then I just placed it on some grease-proof paper so that it wouldn't stick to my table. So here you can see all my different colors, and here I am just arranging them in the rainbow pattern that I like, and then I decided to trim off the edges to make sure that it started with a very neat edge and to make sure that they were all the same length. Now it's time for the super satisfying part, and I'm going to start carefully twisting all of these clay pieces together, and as you can see, it makes the most amazing rainbow design. It reminds me of a unicorn horn and a really pretty marshmallow. I am so obsessed with how this turned out, and as you can see, it looks so beautiful. I feel like the colors worked amazingly together. Once I was happy with how it looked, I just started twisting it together to get this spiral rainbow looking effect, and as you can see, it's looking amazing. I honestly was so obsessed with this. I did not want to ruin it, but of course you guys know I'm going to have to. I used a little paddle pop stick to be the lollipop stick, and then I topped it off with some crystal clear slime, and then I'm going to start mixing everything together and ruin my beautiful lollipop, but at least I have footage of how beautiful it was. I will remember this slime forever. I would love to know in the comments below what you thought of today's rainbow inspired slimes, and also let me know which one was your favorite. I loved the lollipop slime. I just think it was so adorable and the colors just make me very happy. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!